Everybody, Matumbo here, welcome back. We are playing some more Historic here on Magic Arena, and we are playing what a lot of people are considering the best deck in the meta right now for Historic. It is a Winota based deck, but before we, as always, before we get into the video, I would like to remind you guys, please hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, leave a comment below, hit that bell icon, do all those things. We have some awesome news. And it was just like 2 or 3 days ago, we hit 500 subscribers, which is amazing. And as right before I started recording this video, we hit 600 subscribers. So it's crazy. We are growing really quickly. And you guys are so awesome for helping out the channel, for coming and watching the videos. Again, glad you guys are enjoying the content. So with that being said, let's hop into this deck. We are calling it Party at Winota's because why? Winota throws the best parties, because that's why all the humans are just itching to just show up and just, you know, just get in there. So I do want to let you guys know, we came back, we already recorded one of these intros. The deck was just initially called Winota and Friends. We didn't like that, so we decided to come back, rename the deck. But all the gameplay is the same, so nothing changed there. But so let's see here. Let's talk about this deck. So obviously this deck is based around Winota. Winota is probably one of the most ridiculous cards in Ikoria. We haven't really touched on it yet, but it says whenever a non-human creature you control attacks, we get to look at the top 6 cards of our library, and we could put a human card from among them onto the battlefield tapped and attacking. It also gains indestructible until end of turn, and then we put the rest of those cards on the bottom. So we want to load the board with as many non-humans, real cheap creatures as possible, and then play Winota, and then immediately just go get into our attack step, because Winota does not have to actually be attacking herself, just the other creatures that are non-human. So that's what we're doing. We're going to play a bunch of cheap non-humans, drop Winota, swing in, and then try to hit all of the crazy humans that we have in the deck. So how are we going to do that? Well, we're starting off, we have 6 mana ramp, just mana dorks. We have 2 Gilded Goose. We're playing this just because it does create any color mana. Could be beneficial since we are playing technically a 3-color deck. It is, even though it is 4 colors, but we don't have a way to cast one of our cards. We have 4 Llanowar Elves, obviously the best 1-drop 4 mana production in Historic right now. We have a Danto Vanguard. This is a 2-mana 1/1. When it attacks, it becomes a 3/1, and we could pay 4 life to make it indestructible. So having a 2-drop that could potentially be indestructible and stay on the board for a guaranteed attack when a Nota hits play is pretty good. Fauna Shaman. Fauna Shaman is ridiculous. This came out in one of the last anthology sets. This is essentially a creature-based survival of the fittest, which is an enchantment, but this is a creature that says we can pay green and tap, discard a creature card, search for our library, and go get another creature card. So what this is going to do is this is going to allow us to potentially discard any creatures that we don't want to have in our hand, or that we maybe can't cast, or we know the game won't ever get that long. And we can go get Winota if we don't have her, or we can go get one of her other creatures to help creature production, or just anything. This essentially lets us play 8 Winotas in our deck. Really good. We have Bone Crusher Giant for obvious reasons. It's not a human, and it is also removal and a creature if we need it to be. Legion Warboss is ridiculous. If we turn 1 Llanowar Elf, turn 2 Legion Warboss, we already have 3 creatures in play on turn 2. So as you can see, if then on turn 3 we play Winota, we have 2 Goblin tokens and a Legion Warboss ready to attack on turn 3, and that's potentially 18 cards that we get to look at, and potential 3 humans that we could hit. So you can understand how this could get out of control. We have Phoenix of Ash. This is good. It's a flying haste creature. It has the potential to come back if it's killed off by escaping. So again, that's why we play this card. Now let's get into our payoffs. Here's where we're gonna take a look at all of our creatures, or our human creatures. So we have Haktos the Unscarred. We did play a deck based on him in one of our really early videos in Standard. He has to attack every turn. He's a 6/1, but when he comes into play, we're choosing a random number 2, 3, or 4. but he gets protection from each converted mana cost other than that chosen number. So a lot of the times when he comes into play, they're not going to be able to interact with this. It's going to hit one of these numbers. They're going to have something else in play. We could hit we could hit like 4 and they could have all like 2 and 3 drops and they have no way of blocking. So this card, you get really, really ridiculous. We have one Kenrith. Kenrith has a bunch of different abilities. We can give creatures haste and trample if we want to. We can put counters on our creatures, or we can gain life if we're ever in the need. And he's a 5/5 for 5, so pretty ridiculous. We have one Agent of Treachery. Again, we don't have a real way to cast this. We do play Ancient Ziggurats and some Gilded Geese, but again, we're never wanting to cast these cards. So we have one of these because if we do attack, we have the potential to hit this, take potentially their only blocker, and then just get through for lethal. And really the star of this deck, besides Winota, is Angrath's Marauders. This card, if this was in Standard right now, everybody would be playing this deck. And a lot of people are playing this deck in Historic right now anyway. But this card says if a source you control would deal damage to a permanent or player, it deals double that damage to that permanent or player instead. So if we swing in and we hit one of these, and let's just say this is the only creature that comes into play, and this is the only creature that gets through, we're dealing 8 damage to our opponent. If we somehow hit 2 of these, that becomes 16 damage each. So 2 Angrath's Marauders would deal double. So 4 becomes 8, 8 becomes 16. And then 2 Angrath's Marauders obviously would each deal 16. So that would be 32 damage. So as you can see, if we hit a bunch of Angrath's Marauders on an attack and they don't block correctly, they don't realize that double damage is happening, the game is just going to end. So, all right, we are a 25 land deck. We do want to make sure we're hitting our land drops. Obviously, we also play these mana dorks as well. So, all right, with that being said, we are going to hop into the gameplay. Obviously, it's already been recorded. I know how it ends, but you guys don't. So just want to remind you, stay tuned until the wrap up so we can talk about how the deck performed and what we would change and what we really liked about the deck. So we will see you guys real shortly. Yeah, so this Winota deck, it's been running the ranks pretty highly. It's really considered to be one of the best decks in Historic right now. So we're just going to give it a shot, see if it lives up to the hype. Let's start off playing against Axios. This is not a great hand. We could Gilded Goose on 1. I guess we just let him do his thing. So we can deal with that. So Vanguard's really powerful 2-drop. Like to draw another creature here. Unfortunately, we did not. No attacks. So I know taking 4 damage against a red deck is not the ideal place that you want to be. However, we did that in order to prevent like a light up the stage. But, with him having another Pyromancer there, probably not going to do us any good. So, all right. So, we can do Mori. We're probably going to need to sack this food, or we could just get in, start the attacks. I think we're going to need to. As much as I really want to grab this, I think we have to make sure that we start getting in. And then Agent of Treachery is a one of, so I'm pretty happy that we drew that. So the Winota, or the Agent taking the Pyromancer is really good. Okay. So yeah, so us taking his Pyromancer is good because that Pyromancer is actually going to give us another trigger on the following attack turn. So that's really good. Yeah, we have this deck currently named as Winota and Friends, but I'm kind of wondering if we'll come up with something clever. Something else to put before the end of our game runs here. Hermete. We're going first. We don't have any early drops. Don't want to keep that. We will keep this though. Ooh, that's a lot of land. A lot of shock land. We're gonna go and put back Haktos. Oh, interesting. What are you playing over there? Yeah, so late line of anticipation. It lets him play at instant speed. Even though he's gonna do it now. Okay. I don't understand that. But yeah, late line of anticipation lets him play at instant speed. He can have it in play at the start of the game, like for free with as with any of the ley lines. So I think we do have to just kind of run this out, kind of hope it hits. Okay. Well, let's see what we get here. Haktos is really good. And if we get like, if we would hit a Marauder there, that would have been ridiculous. Okay, so you're going to chump block Umori. I really don't know what you're playing. So this Lantern Elf obviously playing it to trigger Winota one more time. This is going to be really hard for him to recover. He has 3 land currently, potential of up to 4 land. And we are going to be looking at a potential 18 cards. Wow. So yeah, so that is another strong showing from Winota. And as always, everybody, you know how it is. It's time to hydrate. We have water. I do want you to realize how important it is. I know we talk about this a lot, but I actually have 2 bottles of water on my desk. So as soon as I finish this one, we just move right on to the next one. So we're going first. Going first with this deck is super, I feel like, super unfair. We do have a 1-drop, but we can't play it on turn 1 because of the mana situation. So we are going to mulligan. So this is a lot better. We are going to keep this. We are going to put back. So turn 1 Elf, turn 2 Gildagoose, Vanguard. Yeah, we're gonna put back Fauna Shaman. Fauna Shaman is in the deck to get the Vanguard, or to get the Winota. So it's unfortunate that we drew that. So we're gonna go ahead and play this. We are gonna pay 2 life. So here's really where we want to draw the land. This is definitely the turn we want to draw land. I mean, it's not the end of the world. I don't know. He's playing like some kind of weird self-mill deck. Eye Collector, Gargoyle. Alright, well, we're doing this. You're not blocking that. So we're getting a phone call. I wonder who's calling us. And just like that, we are done with the 3rd game. Wow. This deck is crazy fast. Crazy unfair. Wow, so I don't think we've had a game last more than like 3.5 minutes so far. It's pretty crazy. Maybe we've gone first all those games as well. Don't remember. Opponent goes first. This is a hand we could keep. I think we are going to keep it. I really want to see how good this deck plays out whenever we don't have the ideal draw. Okay. I mean, that's unfortunate that we lost a Fauna Shaman there. No blocks. Offer up that trade. Maybe not the best idea. Oh, there goes Kenrith. So we do play stomps in our deck. So, oh, and we draw another Fauna Shaman, but I think we're gonna prioritize getting out a giant 4/5 that he has to deal with this. He's not gonna attack there. We're not going to attack. If he wants to attack in, we will let him pump the knight. Okay. That's also pretty good. Maybe we just draw Winota. Wow. Ask and ye shall receive. Yes, please. And yes, please. Okay. You're blocking. So our creatures deal double. So a 4 damage would deal 16 to him. And if he doesn't block here, this is lethal. Good game. Wow. That is ridiculous. I don't think he realized that we were dealing double. It was just, he probably just might have read double and just assumed, oh. But yeah, that's a lot of damage. Wow. Yeah, so really think about that last game, the power of this deck. Just with getting lucky on one draw, because he had 2 hand disruption spells. that we essentially never recovered from. He had an E2 extinction to kill a Fauna Shaman. And we pretty much just had land in our hand, and just being able to draw that one Winota and get in a couple of attacks, or really just that one attack, that won us the game. So Winota is very powerful. So this is a hand we are definitely going to keep. So I don't know what we're going to play on turn 2. They're obviously going to play a Llanowar Elf here. Oh, Lovestruck Beast. Okay. Well, we're actually going to play Llanowar Elf instead. So he could either be playing just like a really weird Gruul deck, or yeah, that's fine. So we knew you were going to have a stomp there. Okay, so he's on some kind of weird adventure deck. And I do appreciate him not attacking and wasting our time there. That actually does... it does matter. So I think we want to go ahead and play Legion Warboss here. So attacking Kiora is irrelevant. Blocking is great. We would not have minded a block there. Blocking there would prevent his Lovestruck Beast from attacking. So he does get to draw a card. He played a giant creature. And... okay, Paradise Druid. Not bad, not bad. Well, drawing Kenrith there was a little unfortunate. But Winota here is going to be... just going to be a scoop from him. Okay. That was going to be pretty crazy. We were going to get another token, 4 attacks, attack with 4 creatures, and see 24 cards off the top of our library. Probably hitting 1 to 2 Marauders, hopefully more than that, or, you know, Agent of Treachery. Awesome. Yeah, I totally feel our opponent's frustration. We've ran into this deck a few times. We've beat it some. We've lost to it our fair share of times. Ankh of Mishra. I love seeing people with names that have that are real with nostalgic card names. It's really cool to see. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and keep this. We'd have a turn 1 into a turn 2 into a Winota. Or we could turn 1 into turn 2 into turn 3 into Winota. I guess it depends on what we draw. All right, so we're going to go ahead and just play Winota and swing in with Fauna Shaman. Just one trigger by itself, it could just be game ending anyway. And yeah, we're going to hit him for all the damage. So Angrath's Marauders is ridiculous. Winota, again, is ridiculous, but Angrath's Marauders really makes this deck super powerful, as you can see. Yeah, this deck might just be... the fastest deck in the format in regards to not necessarily, I mean, turn time, game time. It's just really hard to interact with something that only needs to come in play. I mean, that's literally the only thing Winota has to do is get into play, and the game ends. So, what is DJP up to over there besides mulliganing down to 6? So we are going to be on the Legion War Boss plan. Okay. I'm always a fan of an opponent trading off a creature like that. So let's... So we did this over Umori in case we draw Winota, because if we draw Winota, we get to look at all of the cards. Yeah, that's hard to recover. I mean, you have an army of creatures coming at you. You're probably not a deck that plays Settle the Wreckage, so yeah, it's gonna be really hard for you to recover. All right. So these games are so short, and I don't know how many games we should play. Just because these are all like sub 3-minute games. It's crazy. We can't keep this. Can't really keep this either, but we're going to. We're going to put back the Fauna Shaman because it's green. We don't have any green mana. We can actually kill a 1-drop mana dude on his turn. But yeah, so like I was saying, I don't really know how many games to play. Do we just play until we lose a game or until we get to 10? I think we're 7-0 right now. We're just gonna put an end to that right now. So still don't have green. So I'm pretty sure that they're on the Winota plan as well. And if we draw land here, I mean, we're just gonna YOLO. Because I think that's what we have to. Get 3 triggers. Yeah, I guess first one to Winota there wins. This is ridiculous. Like, I really feel like this might not be the quality content that people are looking for because the games just don't really develop. But I kind of want to show you what historic potentially could be once people start figuring the format out. So, yeah, this deck is crazy. Oh my gosh. Missabino. Don't have green. So that prevents us from having early plays, so we can't keep this. This is a lot better. I'm gonna go ahead and put back the Haktos. And then we are gonna see what our opponent is up to. This is a cycling land, right? Yep. Barrenmore. So, don't want to accidentally play that. I think we play this. It doesn't really matter. So I kind of just want to get that started. All right, so a concession. So is that? I think we're 9-0 now. That's crazy. Yeah, so we are. Oh, we're gonna go for a clean 10-0 here. Peacemaker. This will be awkward. We cannot keep a double Angrath Marauder hand or a triple. So I'm fine with this. We're gonna put back our doubles there. All right, we'll say hello. Boreal Grazer. So this is most likely some kind of Field of Ruin deck. No attacks. So I don't understand the point of the arrow to pass your turn if it doesn't pass certain steps. All right, so well, we're obviously going to name creature. We're not going to attack with an O2. And we are going to see what we are about to get brought into. It's 2 basics. So I feel like he's ramping up to an Ulamog. So any creature off the top is good for us. So they need 2 more mana for Ulamog. They have 8 mana currently. Crisis for 6. That is fine. Again, 100% need a creature here. But of course we draw the land. No attacks. So, and Anissa. This is ramping up to not be very good. Ooh, that's spicy. Wow. Okay. He's like, screw 3/3s. I'm going to make 4/4s. I dare you to attack with that forest. Block the hell out of it. No attacks, huh? Breacher. Thank you. All right, and we're YOLO swinging. We're going to see 18 cards here. So we could potentially... we're going to attack our opponent. We hit a 3. Angrath Marauder. We are going at our opponent as well. And if we hit another Angrath Marauder, that would be game. Haktos. Do we say yes to a Haktos? Nope. So he definitely has to block the Angrath Marauder. But everything's indestructible. Yeah, this is a tough block. And I think that's a game. Yeah, good game. That was literally the best interactive game we've had so far, and on the 10th win, I believe. So, well, awesome. All right, everybody, it is time for the wrap up, and just as predicted, this this deck went 10-0. So the games were super fast. I mean, we never really had a game last more than 3 minutes until that last game, and even then, it was only like a 5-minute game. Not even, I don't even think it was a full 5 minutes. So yeah, this deck is, I mean, like most people are saying, it's the most played deck in Historic. I think it's probably, honestly, it might be the best deck in Historic as of right now, until somebody else figures something else out. Now, Winota might be, and you know, it's a controversial subject to always bring up, like when a card should or should not be banned. Winota might be one of those cards. Now, again, we're not abusing it in like a lot of people do in Standard, where they play 4 Agent of Treacheries and just try to just steal your permanents with Agent of Treachery. But I mean, this deck is potentially faster because we're focusing more on the Angrath Marauder side of it. So, but yeah, this deck is super powerful. You know, we had some games where opponents just saw Winota and conceded. They saw us start to develop on turn 2 and conceded. There was just, you know, the games are just so fast. People just understand in Historic just what we're doing faster, I feel like. So, you know, people are trying to pull their weird, crazy combos off before they, and they're hoping to do it before Winota hits. So, so what would we change about this deck? Well, first off, actually, let me get rid of this sideboard. Sorry about that. What I would do in this deck, since we did make some changes to a lot of the different stock lists that we saw, a lot of them are not playing this many mana guys. They're not playing 6 mana guys, or if they are, they're playing fewer land. So I feel like we should probably at least cut 1 land and drop it down to 24. I feel like 25 plus 6 mana dorks might be just a little too much. So I would potentially just drop one of the lands, and it could be any of them. I feel like probably a shock land, probably one Sacred Foundry would be the one to cut, since we're, you know, playing less white than anything else. What else would we cut here? I think maybe the Phoenix of Ash. Now, I know Phoenix of Ash is, I know what it's in here for. I understand that it's, you know, it has flying, it has haste, it has a recursion ability that's super powerful. But I just don't know if that it needs to be in this deck. That could become a 4th Vanguard. It could become a 2nd Agent of Treachery, or it could potentially become a card like Gallia. Gallia we featured in one of our other videos. It's a 2/2 haste, so it has one of the abilities that Phoenix has, but it does have a second ability where whenever you attack with 3 or more creatures, you can discard a card at random, and if you do, you draw 2 cards. So that could potentially be good in a situation where we're stalling out, we're not getting cards we need, and we need to see more cards. But it would potentially have a drawback to where we could pitch a card that we're, you know, maybe wanting to cast later on, or drawing cards that we want to hit with Winota, and because we don't want those cards in our hands. So it's just a thought. So yeah, so I think I would definitely drop a land. My gut is telling me drop a land and add 1 more Agent of Treachery, and really that's it. Kenrith could probably be changed too as well, but I do like just having a 5 mana 5/5 that's really easily cast in our deck. So yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay. Again, I know it wasn't the best content, but I really wanted everyone to get a feel of what Historic could potentially be like once people are just essentially saving up their wild cards and everybody starts playing the same deck. It's kind of like how Standard is right now, where a lot of people are just playing the same decks over and over and over against each other, and it's kind of stale and boring. So that's why I play this. I wanted to give you guys a taste of what Historic could potentially be if other people don't, if more people don't start playing it and start brewing more fun or more powerful decks to try to combat what is being done with this particular deck. So, all right. Again, with that being said, I really appreciate everybody watching the video. Again, we've passed 600 subscribers. Let's try to make it 700 as quickly as possible. Again, I do plan on doing a giveaway at some point soon. I have a couple of promo packs. I just don't really know the logistics of that as of right now. It's like I have a couple of promo packs here. One of them is actually a premium promo pack. I have a few loose packs of Theros. So we'll see. I'll try to figure something out there. If you guys have any ideas on a giveaway and what to do in that regards, I would love to hear them. So please, please, please put those comments down below, because those ideas would just really be beneficial to me, because I'm just kind of struggling on what to do in that regard. So, all right. So with that being said, please also subscribe and like the video, share the video. But you guys enjoy your Tuesday. It's definitely not Monday. It feels like a Monday. But you guys enjoy your day. Stay safe. And we will see you guys next time.